Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraya. Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtaki. So Vinay Prabhu was mentioning towards the northeast side, there's a village, a place called Tejpur, and somehow he had heard of story of Krishna's grandson Anirudh and Banasur living there and had some pastime. Now Bhagavatam says the name at that time, at least 5,000 years ago, it was Shonitpur. So maybe it has been converted to Tejpur by now. I don't know. And maybe it's the same place or some
Yeah,
other
yeah.
place. I don't know. But the story goes as follows. So this Banasur was a son of Bali Maharaj. So Bali Maharaj, after giving charity to Vaman Dev, and then he went to Sutaloka with Vaman Dev as his doorkeeper. He had 100 sons, and Banasur was one of those sons. Very powerful, and by his service, he pleased Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva blessed him with 1,000 hands. And Banasur used those hands to play on musical instruments, especially Mridanga, when Lord Shiva used to dance. So Lord Shiva was very, very pleased, very happy with him. And he gave Banasur lots of benedictions. And 1,000 hands, and every hand was so powerful. He would just pick up a mountain and just crush it to powder with his hands. So once Banasur, he got so puffed up with his strength that he came to Shiva and he said, Lord, I don't find a suitable opponent. I have so much of power. Why don't you fight with me? And Shivji said, you rascal, you idiot, I gave you all the benedictions. I cannot fight with you. You have the powers because of me. So Banasur said, but I have this desire of fighting. So Shivji just said then, very soon some person will come and you will have good fight with him and he'll defeat you. And Banasur was very happy that at least finally I'll find somebody who will defeat me. So anyway, so he came back to his kingdom, his palace, and he had many daughters, but one most beautiful daughter was Usha. So Usha, one day she was sleeping in her bedroom, and in her dream she saw a man, very beautiful, very handsome, very charming man, and she saw that man was sleeping with her on her bed in the dream, and they were engaged in conjugal affairs. So, but then she woke up and there was nobody. She had a friend named Chitralekha. So that Chitralekha, and Usha would confide everything in Chitralekha. Chitralekha, she had the power of drawing anything, beautiful paintings she could draw. So when she asked Usha that who did you see, Usha said, I don't know, I never seen this man before. He was very charming. So Chitralekha started drawing. She drew so many pictures of demigods, Gandharva, Kinnars, everybody. And Usha kept on saying, no, 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 it's not that, it's not that. She drew pictures of Pandavas, Balramji, Krishna, Krishna's son Pradyumna, and Pradyumna's son Anirudh. So when Usha saw the picture, first she saw the picture of Pradyumna, then she said she became very shy. I mean, because somehow the connection was there that He is Anirudh's father. And then when she saw the picture of Anirudh, she said, yes, this is the man I saw in my dream. And he was sleeping with me. So this girl, Chitralekha, she had obviously their daughters of demons, so she had lots of mystic powers. And she found out where Anirudh lives. So Anirudh was living in Dwarka at that time. So at night, Chitralekha went. She flew to Dwarka. Anirudh was sleeping, and she just kidnapped him and brought him to Usha. So Anirudh also, when he saw Usha, he was very much attracted. Usha was very beautiful, and Usha with her maid servant, she would live in this inside part of the palace where only girls were allowed, no male was allowed. So Anirudh was brought there, and Anirudh just stayed with her in that palace because no man, even Banasur, would not come there, and nobody would find out what's happening. And Usha and Anirudh, they were having good time. It's like husband and wife; they were living like that. So after a few months had passed, then somehow the news got out because people, the ladies, when they saw Usha's behavior, they understood something is wrong. She's having some affair with some boy, and how come there's a boy inside the palace? We don't know. So they went and they informed Banasur. So Banasur, he came with his soldiers to the palace of Usha, and when they opened the door, they saw Anirudh with Usha. So Banasur, well, he was happy at least because Anirudh, obviously grandson of Krishna, and he was powerful. He was good looking, charming, handsome boy. But Banasur didn't like that he's living with Usha in this palace. He just couldn't tolerate that. So he told his soldiers to go and capture Anirudh. But Anirudh had a big fight and he beat them up, his soldiers. But then Banasur, he threw a weapon and he imprisoned Anirudh. So Usha was crying, but Banasur wouldn't listen, and he just captured and put Anirudh in prison. Now, four 4 or 5 months had passed, and Anirudh was in the captivity. And there Krishna was in Dwarka, Krishna, Balram, all the Yadavs, they were worried about where did Anirudh go? There's no news. Then Narad Muni, he went to Dwarka and he gave the news to Krishna that Anirudh is captured by Banasur. So all the Yadavs, Balramji, everybody got so angry. They brought the whole army from Dwarka to Shonitpur to fight with Banasur and free Anirudh. So there was a big battle, huge battle. So many demons got killed. And then finally there was battle between Banasur and Krishna. So Banasur then prayed to Lord Shiva to come and fight on his behalf. And Lord Shiva came and he fought with Krishna. And Lord Shiva would throw a weapon. If he threw his Pashupatastra, and Krishna cut it off his Narayanastra, and Narayanastra went after Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva ran away, and uh, and then Narayanastra went back, and then Shiva sent some Shiva Jwara Astra, and Krishna sent Narayan Jwara Astra. So battle was going on, and then finally Lord Shiva got defeated. So many times people ask, how come Lord Shiva fought with Krishna? So the point was, Shivji wanted to prove that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nobody can defeat him. Even I cannot defeat him. So long fight went on between Krishna and Shiva. And afterwards, Shivji got defeated and Krishna told him, "How come you're fighting with me on behalf of an asura?" Then Shiva glorified Krishna, and it's some fun part is also there. And Shivji was saying Krishna that basically you give me the intelligence to fight with you. What's my fault? It's nothing. I didn't do anything wrong. You give me the intelligence. You inspired me to fight with you. So it's all yours, doing whatever you're doing. So anyway, obviously Krishna is never upset with Lord Shiva, so he went. So he forgave Shivji. And then Banasur came to fight. And again, huge battle, long battle went on. But Krishna, as um, was it as Vamandev or as Lord Nrsimhadev, he had blessed, as Nrsimhadev, he had blessed Prahlad Maharaj. Because Prahlad Maharaj, when he prayed to Nrsimhadev, that I am born in the family of demons. Then Nrsimhadev said, because you are my pure devotee, I will never kill any of your descendants. So Hiranyakashipu was killed by Nrsimhadev. But afterwards, none of his descendants of Prahlad Maharaj were killed by Krishna or any of his incarnations. So Bali Maharaj was also not killed. He was imprisoned by Vamandev. And then Vamandev became his doorkeeper. But Bali Maharaj had this son, Banasur. So Krishna was reminded of that uh, boon to Bali Maharaj. So Krishna cut off 998 hands of Banasur. He had 1,000 or 100 hands, something like that, 1,000 maybe. So he just left two hands. And then Banasur was defeated. And Banasur was also happy because finally he met a person who could defeat him. Although he was left with two hands, and Krishna then said, okay, now with these two hands you rule your kingdom and you worship Shiva, but don't do anything else. And then Anirudh was freed and he came to Dwarka with Usha. He married Usha and brought her to Dwarka. So that was the story. I'm guessing it happened in Tejpur or whatever.
It is probably. It's actually very true. Sonitpur was initially the name was Sonitpur. Later it
Okay.
got changed to Tejpur.
Yeah, that's what Bhagavatam said, Shonitpur. That's all I know.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. So we start with our Bhagavad Gita. Not too many devotees are there today. There are 11, but 3 are from Mohanty Prabhu's course. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Diri Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtike. So continuing with the discussion on Bhagavad Gita, chapter 14, three modes of material nature, chapter text 17 onwards. Sattvat sanjayate jnanam rajasulobev cha pramad moho tamaso bhavato ajnanam cha. From the mode of goodness, real knowledge develops. From the mode of passion, greed develops. And from the mode of ignorance develops foolishness, madness, and illusion. So we are discussing the three modes of nature, different qualities, different characteristics of people in three modes, different modes, and what happens when a person is in different mode. So if a person is in mode of goodness, real knowledge develops. From mode of passion, greed develops, and from mode of ignorance develops foolishness, madness, and illusion. Purport. Since the present civilization is not very congenial to the living entities, Krishna consciousness is recommended. through Krishna consciousness, society will develop the mode of goodness. When the mode of goodness is developed, people will see things as they are. In the mode of goodness, in the mode of ignorance, people are just like animals and cannot see things clearly. In the mode of ignorance, for example, they do not see that by killing one animal, they are taking the chance of being killed by the same animal in the next life. So this is for all the meat eaters because they are so much in mode of ignorance. The meat is the food of people in mode of ignorance. Meat itself is in ignorance. So Prabhupada saying, because of this ignorance, foolishness, they don't understand. If they kill the animal, then next life they're getting a chance of being killed by the same animal. In the same animal will take another body, and we will take the eater of animal in this life will take another body, and that animal will be that other person. Because people have no education and actual knowledge, they become irresponsible. To stop this irresponsibility, education for developing the mode of goodness of the people in general must be there. When they are actually educated in the mode of goodness, they will become sober, in full knowledge of things as they are. Then people will be happy and prosperous. So, in mode of goodness only, people can be really happy and prosperous. Of course, everybody wants to be happy, even if they're in mode of ignorance or passion, they really want to be happy. But that happiness is different, which is temporary, short-lived, and not enough. But in the mode of goodness, the happiness is more, and obviously beyond goodness, Shuddha Sattva, the happiness is permanent. Even if the majority of the people aren't happy and prosperous, if a certain percentage of the population develops Krishna consciousness and becomes situated in the mode of goodness, then there is a possibility for peace and prosperity all over the world. So Prabhupada is saying not everybody will come to the mode of goodness. But he's saying even if there's a certain percentage, one place I think he said 10 or 20%, I think 10%, 20% is still too high. Even 10% of people, they become Krishna conscious. That is good enough to drive the whole world. Otherwise, if the world is devoted to the modes of passion and ignorance, there can be no peace or prosperity. In the mode of passion, people become greedy and their hankering for sense enjoyment has no limit. One can see that even if one has enough money and adequate arrangements for sense gratification, there is neither happiness nor peace of mind. That's not possible because one is situated in the mode of passion. So, this passion and ignorance, which is the general prevalent modes in this day and age, people are really running around for money, money, money. Sweeter than honey is this money. To make money somehow or other, either make money by legal means or illegal means. Illegal means completely mode of ignorance. But somehow everybody is running after money. Even if somebody has 1 crore, then he wants to have 2 crore, 3 crore, 10 crore, 15 crore, 20 crore. There is no end to it. How much you can spend. But that is passion. That's driving them. That's why passionate people, they cannot understand how can people live so simply in Krishna consciousness. Or Krishna consciousness, or it's ISKCON, people know it by Hare Krishna or whatever. But that image is still different. But if people, when they come or get a chance to know about or come to Braj, And if somebody sees the lifestyle of a Brajvasi, of a simple Brajvasi, he really gets a shock of his life. How can they live in such a simple fashion and live happily? It's not like they're living grudgingly. But that is mode of goodness or beyond. This is what bhakti does. If one wants happiness at all, his money will not help him. He has to elevate himself to the mode of goodness by practicing Krishna consciousness. So here Prabhupada is also saying, and this we have heard so many times, the money does not make one happy. Money is good. There's nothing wrong with earning money or making money. But money is not the criteria for happiness. If that it was so, then all these rich people, why would they be on some or other drugs? Why would there be so many cases of depression among rich and powerful people? Why would there be so many suicides among rich and powerful? So it proves that money does not buy one happiness. It doesn't mean that poverty makes one happy. That doesn't mean that poor people are happy. Of course, poor people, those who don't have money, those who don't have facilities, they are madly running after that. Let me make money somehow or other by one way or other. Let me make money. So yes, money doesn't make one happy, but poverty also doesn't make one happy either. But one has to understand it's not the money, it's the mode of goodness, coming to the level of goodness where one is satisfied, completely satisfied. That is going to make one content, peaceful, happy. And this is what Prabhupada is saying that's only possible by Krishna consciousness. He has to devise so many plans and schemes to acquire enough money to maintain his status quo. This is all miserable. In the mode of ignorance, people become mad. Being distressed by their circumstances, they take shelter of intoxication, and thus they sink further into ignorance. The future in life is very dark. So, money, once people have money, they become greedy, then they earn more money somehow or other. But finally, it's not like after having money, they'll come to the temple or open more temples or just donate everything to the temple. No, they will be in the mode of let me enjoy this money. And how's the enjoyment? The basically few things: eating meat, of course, more polished way in restaurants or in different kind of meat, different kind of restaurants, or drink. Well, poor people drink very cheap liquor, and these people drink very expensive liquor and different kinds of alcohol, and they think that I'm happy by drinking and eating meat or 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 having relationship with different women. They think I'm very happy. But this is not the criteria of happiness. Happiness is something that you have to feel inside. One does not have to buy happiness. There's something you feel inside. Happiness is when the soul is completely pleased. In the material world, we try to give comfort to the senses, working senses, give some satisfaction to the mind and the knowledge acquiring senses. It's just some satisfaction, some comfort, and we think we are happy just by doing that. It's not possible. Giving comfort to the senses means what? Means if it is too hot, I have put AC in my house. If it is too cold, we have put heater in our house. So temperature outside could be anything, but inside what I control, what I can manage. So I think I'll be happy. If a person is so happy with all these temperature controlled areas, then in air conditioned rooms, a person should fall asleep within 2 minutes. But that generally doesn't happen because he knows later on also these points will come. Those who have money, they're afraid if somebody will come and take it away. Whether the government will come, whether other thieves will come, whether some um, business competition will come, who will take away this money? So then the question becomes, how do I protect this money, which is not mine to begin with anyway? It's all Krishna's. But somebody, the person who owns it, actually he doesn't own anything. Ownership is Krishna's, but we are given money or property or assets to take care of. So the caretaker, he devises different ways to protect his money by maybe keeping some private guards, security guards, or any other way. He hides the money in Swiss Bank, Panama Bank, or so many other banks, wherever it could be. And so somehow it tries to save. But this is greed, this is passion, because when people, government, well, who knows, maybe Modi government, they get a wind of it and they run after the money, whoever has stolen it, or the tax people will be there. You have to you got to pay taxes, you owe us taxes, or whatever reason. So this is the problem with having lots of money. There will be so many people who want to take it all away. Because Kali Yuga means no appreciation, only enviousness. In the mode of ignorance, people become mad. Being distressed by their circumstances, they take shelter of intoxication and thus they sink further into ignorance. The future in life is very dark. So after making so much of money and protecting it from others, and somehow with money we think we can buy the whole world, or at least few people who will always be there to praise me. So money makes one do all these things. And then since there is no real happiness, a person takes shelter of alcohol, intoxication, and they really drink. They can really drink because um, now I have to attend some office meetings and parties, and I can see how much capacity people have for drinking. Free liquor. When it is free, obviously they drink a lot. Maybe when they have to pay for it, they might not. But when it is free, they drink a lot. And drinking, as Prabhupada said, does it sink further into ignorance because of drinking liquor, alcohol. So it's not a very good proposition. Again, making money, making millions of dollars, not wrong. There's nothing wrong. It's just how do we utilize that money? How do we look at that money, that opulence? In what manner? Is it Krishna's? I'm just a servant. Then we'll use that money properly and we'll be really happy. But this is our passion, ignorance, and goodness work. Text 18. ऊर्ध्वं गच्छन्ति सत्त्वस्था मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति राजसा जगन्यगुणवृत्तिस्था अधो गच्छन्ति तामसा. elevated in the mode of goodness gradually go upward to the higher planets. Those in the mode of passion live on the earthly planets, and those in the abominable mode of ignorance go down to the hellish worlds. In this verse, the results of action in the three modes of nature are more explicitly set forth. There is an upper planetary system consisting of the heavenly planets, where everyone is highly elevated. According to the degree of development of the mode of goodness, the living entity can be transferred to various planets in this system. The highest planet is Satyaloka or Brahmaloka, where the prime person of this universe, Lord Brahma, resides. We have seen already that we can hardly calculate the wondrous condition of life in Brahmaloka. But the highest condition of life, the mode of goodness, can bring us to this. So if one dies in the mode of goodness, he is transferred to the higher planets. So of all the higher planets, Brahmaloka is the topmost, where the duration of life is very long, 311 trillion 40 billion years. That is 100 years in Brahmaloka. So those who die in the mode of goodness, they go upward to the higher planets. The mode of passion is mixed. It's in the middle between the mode of goodness and ignorance. A person is not always pure, but even if he should be, but even if he should be purely in the mode of passion, he will simply remain on this earth as a king or a rich man. So passion means lots of desires, lots of unfulfilled desires, lots of partially fulfilled desires, lots of desires that were fulfilled but not the way we wanted to be. So that is passion. And then the person, he takes birth on this planet only. And Krishna gives him a chance to fulfill his desires, but at the same time, new desires will creep up. There is no end. But because there are mixtures, one can also go down. People on this earth, in the mode of passion or ignorance, cannot forcibly approach the higher planets by machine. In the mode of passion, there's also the chance of becoming mad in the next life. So, Prabhupada is referring to people approaching higher planets by machine. So, actually, that was Ravana's program. He was creating a staircase that will go to heaven from Sri Lanka. He was building a staircase. And Indra got alarmed. Then he prayed to the Lord. The Lord then appeared by the prayers of all the demigods, all the devotees. He appeared as Lord Ramchandra. So Ravan was killed, and that project of building a staircase to Indraloka was shelved forever. The lowest quality, the mode of ignorance, is described here as abominable. The result of developing ignorance is very, very risky. It's the lowest quality in material nature. Beneath the human level, there are 8 million species of life, birds, beasts, reptiles, trees, etc. And according to the development of the mode of ignorance, people are brought down to these abominable conditions. The word tamsa is very significant here. Tamsa indicates those who stay continuously in the mode of ignorance without rising to a higher mode. The future is very, very bleak, very dark. So tamas or ignorance is basically the mode of animals. So even if somebody is in human form of life, but he has developed this mode of ignorance and he wants to serve the Lord, that is different. There is an opportunity for men in the modes of ignorance and passion to be elevated to the mode of goodness, and that system is called Krishna consciousness. But one who does not take advantage of this opportunity will certainly continue in the lower modes. So Krishna consciousness, the process of chanting, sadhana, service, reading, association, Prabhupada has given such a wonderful program by which one can really elevate himself if we follow it properly. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, na, Chaito Darpan Marjanam by this Param Vichayata Shri Krishna Sankirtan. So it will definitely happen by this Krishna Sankirtan. Not only mode of goodness, one can go beyond goodness also, which is Sattva-guna, Vishuddha Sattva-guna, complete pure goodness, which is transcendental, it's not material at all. So anyway, I think I'll stop here right now. See anybody has any questions or comments? So you all have a wonderful Saturday. I want to stop the recording and then I have an announcement.